What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven here with your afternoon snap, and today we are participating in a community battle on the official Marvel Snap Discord server, evens versus odds. I'm doing a giveaway for PAX bundles. Stick around till the end of the video to find out how you can win. Your starting deck in this tournament has to either contain only even cost cards, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, or odd cost cards, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And to kick this event off, I am going with an odd ramp deck. I think this could be a reasonable strategy. There's a number of 3s that curve well into 5s, specifically Blink or Cersei on an Electro or a Luna Snow. Those are really powerful combinations. Sunspot and Kitty Pryde give you some flexible ways to use that extra energy. And then Agamotto King Eitri is a combo that I've been enjoying a lot recently and allows you to go way over the top. We're supplementing that with some other 5s and some 3s that can add some more expensive cards to my hand. The Agamotto does make the ramp strategy a little bit more inconsistent, so that is a slight drawback of what we're doing here. But as long as we can find something, I'm fairly happy with this. Now, this doesn't seem great to me so far. I think I'll play it out for a cube, but I'm not in love with this spread. We'll play King Eitri into Mojo World. Next turn, we'll play White Queen into Mojo World. So one cool thing that this deck does get to do is images on Cersei, but that would be my entire, unless I hit a ramp right here, that would be my entire turn 6. So that is not great. All right, now we can blink out the White Queen potentially. So that's at least somewhat reasonable. Though we're probably going to want to play like Bolts or something if we draw it next turn. And I guess if we find Bolts, that does give you the option to go Cersei plus images on the final turn. This is a fellow odd deck, but they have capped out at 3. We do find Bolts here, which also means we're denied a draw for this turn. But I think we have to play Bolts. That allows us to go Cersei plus images next turn into Mojo World for a bunch of points there. How do we win another location? We find a 1-cost card to blink and play both of those into Strange Academy. Yeah, this is possible. Do we snap? Considering we need to hit one of our 1-drops, I don't love a snap here. And my opponent snapped while clearly playing some sort of combo deck. Oh, we're going to get an extra turn. I guess Magic is ramp. That could actually make me change my mind a little bit, like about what I'm doing next turn. So, oh, and now we hit Electro Blink or Electro Cersei. These could be spicy plays. Next turn we'll have 7 energy. I mean, Electro Blink finds us a vision. So I don't hate that. This would just turn into a vision over here. I do want to play this Infinity Ultron. Yeah, I suppose let's start with this. Electro Blink, and we can snap back. We've found at least a reasonable line so far. This takes Prio. I don't know if that matters. I think we actually do want Prio. Oh, it doesn't. It does take Prio. It doesn't. It does. It's a 50-50. It was really close here. We're going to be 13 to... Oh, and if this just lands in Mojo World, then we do have Prio. So we could have intentionally taken Prio, because I forgot about Strange Academy. But right now it's a 50-50. Up by 1, down by 1. Forgive my confusion there. We do have it. We'd like to keep it going into the final turn as well. And if we... I feel like Cersei is pretty decent on the final turn. And then potentially just like Cersei, a stone, and Kitty Pryde is the idea. Yeah, Cersei into Mojo World. All of that seems good. What has my opponent got for us here? Infinity Power Stone is exactly what I wanted to see. And Titania. Oh, what did Copycat copy that? Oh, also Vision. Okay. Well, this still seems very straightforward. Maybe we play Cersei last in case it gives us some absolutely... Oh no, we want to play it first in case it finds us literally like... not Destroyer. We should just not play Cersei. Agamotto wins it. Let's just play Agamotto. I don't know what my opponent is doing exactly here, but they've... Wait. We can just keep Vision here. What am I doing? Vision is exactly enough points to win this location. Let's simply do this. Agamotto... So Agamotto is 10 points. This would be... way more than 10. Turning everything into a 12 power Infinity Ultron. Switching out this for 24 is a 20 point images. So this is the most points I can put into Strange Academy here. And let's do it. This also puts 2 more points into Mojo World in case my opponent has something weird like a Marvel Boy. They can't have a Shang-Chi or a Shadow King. They could have a Juggernaut, but I think that these Juggernauts of Infinity Ultron is pretty good here for 36 points. Polaris to move a card out of Mojo World. That gets me. That gets me. Dang. Yeah, I was thinking about like Surferless Surfer. You do get a lot of access to tech when you are just playing 3-cost cards. I noticed that during deck construction. But yeah, and then they're just supplementing it with some 1-cost cards and magic, which is like interesting. I don't think you need all that, but Polaris to win Mojo World, you got me. We're gonna give it another go here with Odd Ramp and see if we can make anything fun happen. That was a good one. But my opponent just had my number there with the Polaris. So we'll see if we can come out on top in this one. We have the Sunspot this time. And Temporal Manipulation, also a pretty good turn 1 play for the free card draw. Cat's already out of the bag if my opponent can do the math to see what number of cards are in my deck. And a Silver Sable. It may have hit Winds of Watum, which does not do anything there. Do I just play Winds of Watum? I mean, if this is a bounce deck, that would be a pretty good strategy. I might try bounce next. Because, yeah, you just get to play, like, Beast. You don't get to play Toxin or Falcon. But you do get to play Werewolf by Night and some other interesting payoffs. Let's just play Sunspot for now. You get to play Werewolf by Night, you get to play Bishop, you get to play Hitmonkey, in addition to Beast. My opponent playing nothing. So much nothing. It's a good location for me to images later. But without any ramp, it's a little bit awkward. I would love to like ramp into Vision images, but it's just not happening here, unfortunately. We'll move over the Silver Sable, see what that does for us. Oh, and it's a Storm. Okay, well, we can kind of battle for this turn and then maybe move in Vision if we need to. And by kind of battle for it this turn, I mean play sink all of our energy into Sunspot. So after we activate King Eitri, I suppose we could roll a 50-50, but what is that even doing for us? Nothing. Whereas if we just do actually nothing this turn, then we can blink the King Eitri. That's kind of interesting, possibly terrible though too. I think I might just want to play Vision. Depends what my opponent has access to here. screwed. Oh, Silver Sable did not gain any points. Yeah, this is Cerebro 2. I was thinking Cerebro 2 is possible. Electra seems good. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely Cerebro 2 now. We can no longer blink. We could use the vision to move into the flooded location, but that also doesn't seem great. I think they possibly just have us here, and maybe should have snapped, to be totally honest. But now we get to play Agamotto Vision on the final turn. I suppose that's the best we can do, huh? Yeah, Blue Marvel's good. Have to sink a little bit more into the Panopticon. I think we're just going Agamotto Vision here. So I'm up by 5, and I'm up by 1. So if we do this and this, it's a reasonable amount of points. I don't think that this is always game-winning, but it's enough that I'll play it out for 2 cubes, for sure. Their Cerebro is just overkill, and if they don't play Cerebro, then they're not putting out that many points. So I think I like this. Do I like it enough to snap? Sure, let's snap. I think, like, I don't know, they need... I don't think they can win in... yeah, I don't think they can win in either of these locations unless they, like, re-triggered Electra, but they don't have access to Grandmaster, and that's not how Grandmaster works. So I don't know what they could be doing here. Yeah, other than retreating. That makes sense. Let's see what else you got, my friend. Do we have any interesting ways to interact with them? I don't think we do. Yeah, like we can't give them anything or change their power or interact with their power. It's really just locations, and we don't have Legion. So it's really just a matter of... I don't know. I mean, they're going to have more location control than we do with Storm, you know? We get to Bolt's Nightcrawler, or Wind's Nightcrawler, rather, which turns that off. So, yeah, Winds can deal with one of their cards. I'm trying to think if there's any other bigger hits, but I don't think that there is. They can't play Lasher, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just play Winds here. Turn 3 Bolts, turn 4 White Queen plus Agamotto. Oh, Silver Sable misses again. So they've got 2 non-2s so far because they hit another skill here. So I think we're going to snap. Yeah. That's not a great start for my opponent to play 2 non-2s. If the Winds hit the Silver Sable, then I don't think that we've got snap pressure on them there, but once we've done that, or they've done that, I suppose, I think they really got to get out of there. They also didn't like 2 of those locations. Let's go ahead and draw Agamotto to start off with. And Sakaar now has a huge hit for us. It also has a pretty low hit in Sunspot. Luke Cage is probably one of their best hits, though. Alright, well, we can get into... Well, we can't get into Death's Domain, but we can play Electro into Death's Domain, which is at the very least a start. They can get into Death's Domain in a number of ways, Nightcrawler and Storm. Oh, and I played out the Sunspot against an Electro deck. Yeah, that might not be the best for us, but no matter. Ooh, Astral Plane. Well, that definitely makes me want to get this Electro out of my hand. So let's just play that into Death's Domain this turn. And we'll figure out what we're doing next turn based off which of these things get into the plane. 0 power copy. Storming Sakaar. It's a pretty good turn for them to do that, though I will be able to play Agamotto into the flooded location next turn. And I probably will do so, because we've already lost Death's Domain. Bolts is really good. Bolts is really good, because now I've got the extra energy this turn to just go silly with it. if we do this... you know what? Let's do something crazy like this. This just seems like a lot of fun. Next turn we get to bolts again. I'm a little bit afeared of the potential for a Electra coming out onto Sunspot this turn, but this is so many points. I think we're going to snap here. I think this could just be surprising and powerful. Next turn we're hoping to... Actually, we don't need to hope to draw anything. We get to play our Esme card plus bolts next turn. And then on the final turn we get to play like Agamotto plus Vision, ideally. Let's see how it all works out. Echo is not going to do anything bad to us. Esme gives us White Queen, which is, you know, flavorful, flavor win, and we get Vision, which we can move into Death's Domain for the win as well. So now we've hit Cersei. We're going to draw from Eitri, and I don't care if Agamotto eats a pig, and I might care if White Queen eats a pig. I might care if Cersei eats a pig, but for now, you know, nothing I can do about that. We can also just sink energy into Sunspot via bolts, which is pretty good. My opponent could storm... Ooh, that's good info. My opponent could storm and then... Yeah, this is still good. This is all great. This is all great. So, yeah, I'm sorry. They could storm Cerebro into this location, which is a little bit spooky because if it beats Vision, then there's some real awkward maths we have to contend with.
Opponent snapped.
If they... So Rogue just turns off Blue Marvel, and then Echo turns off Rogue, which is fine. That's all I'm asking for there. And we could Cersei or Agamotto to go over the top. I just have to decide if I'm sinking energy in here. So a Cerebro is plus 12. So that's all I have to play around is plus 12, and actually a minus 4, so it's only a plus 8. So I think I will win with just the tiniest amount of sink over here. We just put some sink on it. 22. Can they gain 10? No. They can only gain 8. Oh, they could move over Nightcrawler and play Mystique plus. So let's not play the Kitty Pride to put one more point over here. An odd number of points could be useful. If they have Cerebro plus Mystique, then I think they've actually just got me. And that means that even had I moved over my Vision, it wouldn't have been good enough. All right, so the Echo takes that out, and then it's Cerebro for 12, and Rogue for nothing. Whoo, baby. That was close. If we had seen one of Cerebro or Mystique with White Queen, I mean, we had to predict that they had Cerebro, but like... Yeah, I don't know. That was definitely a little bit risky. Wait, why did this Cerebro... Oh! I forgot about that. I've heard so many times, don't play Blue Marvel, don't play Blue Marvel in your Cerebro decks. And just totally missed that I was getting them hard there. By roguing their Blue Marvel, it became their only 3 power card, which meant that it got their Cerebro bonus, and that was that. It was that's all she wrote from that point. So I actually had them 10 ways to Sunday and was stressing out about it a little bit. Let's see what else we can come up with. One other strategy that I thought might be fun is Sasquatch, because Sasquatch, Mockingbird, and Mysterio are all even cost cards. You've got a few ways still to pump Mysterio up. The main thing that you lose access to here is Zabu. Can't really play Zabu in this format, or you can, but you can't play it alongside 4 cost cards, so you basically can't play it. But Surge in Camartage, that seems snappable, right? Cool. And this could also be a Cerebro 2 player, if I were to guess. With that Nightcrawler. It's probably a fairly common strategy. Yeah, I'm going to guess it's Cerebro 2. I tend to not try to play things that other people are playing, just so that way we get a little bit more variety of experiences here. They will be able to activate Spider-Ham this turn. So, and I might want to play Mockingbird on the cheap. I think I'm not skipping this turn, actually. I think I'm playing Merlin, Bird, and a Mr. Fantastic, and then I'll skip next turn. Probably. Yeah, definitely. Alright, seems cool. They are going to skip, and they'll take out our Shang-Chi or Sam Wilson, but honestly, I don't really need them. Shang-Chi's not going to do anything against my opponent's deck. Oh, they had to skip this turn, which means they couldn't activate Spider-Ham. Sure, that's fine. Alright, and we will skip this turn. It's a little bit awkward, because now we don't get to make use of the Hawkeye arrows, really. But what can you do? We've got to skip a turn if we want access to Collapsed Mine. Otherwise, we just lose it, like, so for free. Ah, they took out the Hawkeye now. Alright. That's a bit of a bummer. We can still double Surge with this Hawkeye. And then I do believe we're just going to be once in futuring here. Playing Hawkeye here for the double Surge. Probably polymorphing. Now we could polymorph a Mysterio right now. Double polymorph is pretty cool. And then I don't see a real reason to play Sam Wilson. Mr. Fantastic is an interesting play, to be sure. We might take out our Surge here or our Mr. Fantastic, but they've already given us the value. Once in future, yeah, all of this looks good. And we don't really have a polymorph target for next turn, but I suppose just polymorphing Kamartaj is always reasonably solid. Yeah, and we did this in the right order as well, shuffling that in and then double surging, so we will be double surging the top card of our deck. Baron Zemo will not steal, and Deathlock will do its thing, unfortunately. Alright. Those sorts of things are always a possibility. We could still find more polymorphs off Merlin and have that be fun. We win the Professor X value. Oh, Valley of the Hand. Oh, goodness gracious. Have some rocks, my friend. I totally slept on Valley of the Hand coming out here. Now we are going to wind up finishing this game off just by filling up Kamartaj with mediocre cards, but like, this seems like we've won it. This seems like we've won it. A Cerebro will put them over the top in Collapsed Mine, but then... Oh, they could also move over Nightcrawler, play like a Blue Marvel or something. Kamartaj is going to be the location that they battle for. We're putting 8 points here. That is not that many, but the Mr. Fantastic is not that good here either. They have to play odd cost cards, so... I mean, this could just be Cerebro Mystique. Let's find out. I don't think Cerebro Mystique will do it. I think it would have to be Cerebro plus, like, a Mr. Fantastic. Okay, Storm plus Cerebro? I don't think that this does it. Oh, imagine if they had stormed the Collapsed Mine. That would have been good. Luke Cage does not do it. Oh, plus we have the Mysterio. Forgot about that. Okay, to finish us off here, I tried to take a look at a lot of different decks that I thought might still be able to function with only either even or odd cost cards, and I think that Bullseye Daken might be a deck that can do it. I've always said that this is much more of a Daken deck than it is a Swarm and Mobius deck, or Morbius. I always get Mobius and Morbius mixed up. But here I am going to try to put that to the test to see if we can make this deck work. Now, if we just draw a Frigga, like, we're already just so in business. But without that, it could get a little bit trickier. Threw an Astral Projection as a silly potential way to go over the top. Huh. So Prodigy could get us an extra Maru Masa shard on the final turn, but it doesn't actually copy Daken. I think I'm just going to play Bullseye here and hold off on the rest. Next turn we could play Scorn Prodigy. We could use Gambit on Prodigy or still use Prodigy to just make another Maru Masa shard. So we have some options here. Would have liked to play Bullseye into nowhere, but my opponent's not super likely to interact with it. And now we find Magic. And that, I think, is a nice part in this format, which is fairly interaction light. I am expecting that my opponent's deck here will either have, honestly, Athena deck. I'm not expecting to have them to have any ways to change locations. So I think that Magic more or less guarantees that we'll be able to find this Frigga. And with that, I think we can snap. Now, this does give them an additional opportunity to grow their Athena. So it's not all gravy. Oh, we could also... We could have Prodigy, or we could have Magicked here. Well, now they're just going to straight up run out of room for Doom 2099. We are giving them an additional instance. Like, next turn they play here, get a Doombot, then they play here. Okay, no, they're not going to run out of room. But we're going to have a Daken. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. We're going to play Daken. Then we're going to play Frigga Prodigy. Then we're going to play our final Daken plus Gambit and send it. I think this is always gravy. Let's see what they come up with. If they have any type of good interaction. No, they're going for Athena. I mean, Athena Doom 2099 is not a combo. You got to pick one. I think I want another Daken. I think I talked over this, but I put Astral Projection in the deck as, like, kind of a silly card. I figured maybe it could copy a Frigga or a Maru Masa shard, but it could also just hit MODOK, which is obviously terrible. Here it's 50-50 MODOK and Gambit, but this looks great. This looks great. We draw another Daken and another Maru Masa shard here. And then we get to give both of the Dakens, we get to give them ×8, right? ×2, ×4, ×8. Yeah, I think they see the writings on the wall here. I mean, this is basically as telegraphed as you can get. And what else could we possibly do? No, I think we just activate Bullseye and then we play Gambit and they're going to retreat. Okay, I thought that they might retreat. This was so telegraphed that I think the writing's kind of on the wall there. But 4 cubes, we both snapped. That's good to me. Assuming my opponent is going to play it out. I don't want to end the video like that. Let's see if we can't get one more cool win with this deck and make something fun happen with it. Probably just want to use Blade to get rid of debris here so that way we can draw. I might snap. Could also 0 out the debris and then we get to hang on to the Blade. Oh, but I want to play Collector next turn. Sure, I'll snap. I also have Elsa from this. Elsa Prodigy is like an interesting combo. Prodigy Collector could also be fun. But importantly, my opponent has lost 2 card draws here and I've only lost 1. I think I'll play Collector into Kiln. The plan was Esme to pump up Collector this turn. So we get some nice value here. Yeah, they are still not drawing cards. Subterranea going to enter the mix. We might get a 3-power rock. Esme doing a little bit of a, or a 4-power rock, doing a bit of a Mole Man impression here. I think it's still good to curve out, though. We do indeed find a rock. Not the best use here. We could Prodigy. We cannot Esme. But that's not true. I meant to say Elsa, but we actually can Elsa. If we go Elsa and then we go 0, then we've done it. We've lost our ice cube with that, though, and is that worth it? The next turn, we're just playing a rock. I mean, this definitely wins Kiln. This is a very weird line to take, but... could then also 0 out the Scorn. Here's another way that we could sequence that. And then next turn we're playing Prodigy into Elsa. Sure, this seems fun, if nothing else. Let's make use of these weird cards that we're working with. My opponent gets to play a 5-cost card this turn. That's going to be Claw into Kiln, which does actually win the Kiln, unless I find a way to draw some more cards, which I probably am not going to. Then I may have boned myself here. Daken draws me 1 card. Frigga draws me 1 card. Not looking great. And now I don't really have a way to win Triskelion on the final turn. Guess I do this and try to get some more points over here with Elsa's. Don't think this is ever winning. I was going to say another rock. Okay. So, I mean, literally, that's just my play. That's terrible. Oh, that is so terrible. But, like, Subterranea is reasonably uncatchable. They're just going to play a big card in Triskelion, though. And there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, they're already beating me by 4. I'm only putting 11 here, so they only need 7 points here. Oh, they retreated.
Victory.
Triskelion really boned them? Wait, this was from Triskelion and this was from Triskelion. What are they even playing then? Huh. They really did not like Triskelion that game. It didn't give them Agatha, because Agatha would have played herself last turn. That is not what I was expecting out of that game. Daken, Frigga, honestly, this is just a snap already. We have the full combo. All that we need to do is not get totally blown out by whatever Luna Snow's trying to do over there. That's crazy, because I was just about to retreat on that last game. Alright, this is a Quinjet deck. That is also something that I considered. But I didn't love any of the options for it. If they are playing Snowguard, that's it. Wait, why were they upset at Triskelion playing a Quinjet deck? Ah, that should have been great for them. Another Subterranea game. We can discard Scorn if we really want to, but I think that's probably a waste of time. Oh, do I want to take off their extra energy? Probably. As much as I'd love the extra energy, I just think I need them to not have it. That's a Bullseye, baby. They could activate Bullseye to shrink my Daken before I get too much value out of it. We're going to play Daken. Next turn, Frigga. Turn 6, we play Daken plus Bullseye or Daken plus Prodigy. And then turn 7, MODOK. Okay, that's fine. We can still play a Prodigy here. It's actually fine to have some negative power in this location where we're going to go crazy too. I think that's all I need to do here. Yeah, and then I just need to draw well next turn. Looks good. Agamotto. Sure thing. Did we already snap? Yeah, we did. Alright, writing on the wall here. They must realize that this is the top end of my curve. Are they going to let me do it? Seems unlikely. Nobody wants to let me do my thing here. Red Guardian takes out the magic. Sounds great to me. Then we pick up a pair of Maru Masa shards. And now we simply play Modok Blade to discard the Scorn again. And that's all she wrote. Will they let me have it? Will they let me get my clip off? I might message them here. Cosmic Casual, let me clip you, Lamau. just as a way to cap off the video. They might let me do it. They're just in here playing for fun because they have already gotten their wins. And, I mean, I'm just playing for fun. I've also already got my wins. I'm playing for fun and content. What's the difference? Let me give him a snap. Send it, full send for 8 cubes here. I don't think they'll do that, but they might stay in it here and think that they have a reasonable line. They are going to stay in it and just play some rocks. Ooh, rock plus images is fun. 20 power though, not gonna do it. They are going to win Limbo with these Maramasa shards. We're going to get to see them in action right now. Up to 8. Up to 16, up to 32, and then a little bit of a cherry on top with the Scorn. There we go. Thank you, Cosmic Casual, for allowing me to show off the power of Daken. I guess we could play it out here. One final game, potentially. Maybe throw Mike over here. Probably want to get rid of Thunderbolt's tower. I think I'm potentially just already looking to snap, though now that the Bob is out, now a snap looks pretty juicy.
Oh, snap.
They don't like Dream Dimension. Well, I guess it puts them off of being able to play a 5 on turn 5. But they do have Luna Snow, so they're not totally off it yet. And I might even Magic Dream Dimension. Haven't fully made up my mind yet. Okay. That's actually pretty good with Frigga. The problem is, I don't want to let them Red Guardian the Daken. I think we've got to start with this. And, Naked Chimichanga to move the werewolf once is nice. They could have thrown that on Bob, but I guess there's no real reason to do that either. Yeah, cool play. So we're going to play Daken this turn. The only question is, yeah, do we want to risk it into a potential Red Guardian location? I don't really want to, but I also do want to. I don't have to, though. If I want to put the Chimichanga on it, though, I have to. So, yeah, this just seems too sweet to pass up. Sweet Chimichanga play here. Nico is going to give us an extra energy. This Daken is still very vulnerable if they want to spend their turn guardianing. Now here I might just Astral Projection. Yeah, why not? They got the red, they got the red. Oh, that's bolts. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. They also could have winded me here. But this is just bolts. I guess this takes me off of simply Frigga-ing this. I should have just Frigga'd this, huh? I don't know why I didn't just do that. Now I'm looking for Prodigy. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't just Frigga this, though. And what am I doing now? I have no clue. It's a weird deck. I could Esme and try to find another Gambit, but I already get to play 2 Gambits next turn. Not that I think that that's, like, ideal, but I get to do it. So I suppose I will. Seems fun. Should we play to over here? Just trying to think if they could mess me up with, like, a Winds of Watum or something. Yeah, they could. But actually, they can't super easily, because I'll get to move this mic and stuff. That will still mess me up, but it's fine. Ooh, Juggernaut. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're over here now. And then they finish off with an Agamotto in Limbo, but let's see where these Gambits go. Don't even know what that took out. Oh, I think that was a Hydro Bob. And we're going to grab another Gambit. So we get to finish off this game with Gambit, Blade, Prodigy. Seems fun. Seems fun. Don't know if it's right, but it's a decent amount of points. Looks like they are battling for Dream Dimension here. Well, that would have stopped me if I played a Prodigy Center, but I did not play a Prodigy Center. But I will still need to throw a few more. One of these Gambit triggers has to go center, and I win. I took out the Agamotto. Let's see. Oh, or this Scorn can go center, and I win. A lot of ways to win here, then. That did not work. What about one more Gambit? Another Scorn? Anything center, and we win. Nice. Okay, we got them both. Sweet finish with Prodigy Gambit. That is going to be it for me for this one. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace. To enter into my giveaway, there are 3 things that you need to do. The first is subscribe to this YouTube channel. The second is leave a comment on any of my videos. This season, every comment will give you an additional entry into the giveaway. Limit 1 per video, but you can comment on all of the videos that I upload throughout this season. And the third thing that you have to do is join my Discord. And the reason that I need you to do that is so that way I can contact you if you win, because YouTube comments, you don't always get the notifications for things like that. So join my Discord, leave a comment on all of my videos, and subscribe for more Sweet Marvel Snap.